but you still have to test and measure the same way you do everything else. I'm not going to get too deep into this because everybody's goals are different. Everybody's analytics are different, which I talk about on the next slide. But I can share this tip from Elaine with you. I know a lot of us have social posts going on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on X, on God knows, Blue Sky, Mastodon, whatever. There are so many social platforms, and measuring your results, it's not always measuring apples to apples, right? But if you're using a third-party social media planner like Hootsuite or Buffer or, HubSpot, whatever it is, it's really the best way to measure too, because it synthesizes all your analytics into one dashboard. So if you're not using one today, I think Buffer's free for 3 social accounts. Definitely recommend doing that. It's a good way to just have a good look at what's working for you and what isn't. But test and measure, right? Try new things, see how it goes. If it falls flat, don't do it again. It's always worth trying something new. KPIs, it depends. I'm working for a SaaS platform. It's like a DSP, so sign up is free. I don't have a 6-week sales cycle for the first time in my career, or 6-month or 18-month sales cycle. I don't have to nurture people along the path to purchase. They can just sign up for free. But I do have to build trust, and I do have to build engagement. So it's a very different kind of measurement for me. Whereas Elaine's clients, they don't even have blogs half the time. They barely have websites. So they have to get people to know who they are and trust them and then call them. Or, maybe fill out a form on their website. So her KPIs are way different than mine are. She definitely still has to do the MQL, SQL thing that I no longer have to worry about. This is my prize for 25 years of marketing. I don't have to worry about MQLs anymore. So yeah, and iterate. Obviously, when you find something that works, stick with it, try different variations of it, but keep trying new things and keep measuring. Does anybody have any unusual KPIs that they're tracking? Anything fun, exciting, different? Okay, yeah, all the same stuff. And then, a really important tip is don't make it so hard, right? I know a lot of us have these weird goals like 3 blog posts a week, or 4 blog posts a month, or post to social media, 2 LinkedIn posts a week, 4 Meta posts a week, Twitter twice a day, X twice a day, whatever it is. And we all know we think about those. But it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you need to create new content, right? So collaborate. There are influencers in your industry. There are also influencers in your office. There's somebody sitting at a reception desk or on the sales team who has a huge LinkedIn following, who knows everything there is to know about your industry. That person can write a blog. You can shoot a video of that person offering their best tips for the industry or their best tips for the day or whatever it is on your phone. That's content. That's good content. That person can also share. You can add, if you haven't already, oh my God, ask those people to share your posts too, right? You can reach out to industry influencers. A lot of times these days, as you know, they charge money or they may want something in return. Maybe you can negotiate that, but definitely get them to share your content if you do. I also recommend curating. There's a company in the ad tech space, Madison Logic, and what they did for years was they would take industry headlines every day, and they had their content person writing like a 2-paragraph intro about that industry headline, explain how it was impacting the industry. And I mean, like seriously, 2 or 3 paragraphs probably took them 20 minutes to do this, and post it with a quote and a link to that original news story. So it was good, useful content. It was good for SEO, and it took them probably 20 minutes a day to do it. And I mean, most of us read the industry headlines every day anyway, probably, or I hope you do. So it's just part of your morning routine, right? So that works. I'll get more into remix and repurpose, but that is really, really important too. Every piece of content you write can be reused 1,000 times over. Don't neglect to do that. And obviously optimize everything you have, right? Does everybody do some content optimization for SEO? Yeah, okay. If you don't, like, you need to be following Neil Patel. You need to be following Andy Crestodina. These guys know what they're talking about. There are lots of great thought leaders out there. You can get some basic tips really easily. Definitely do it. No, no. So here's a great example of a content remix. This was a webinar Elaine did. So Elaine is known as the geospatial marketer. She's like one of like 5 professionals in the geospatial space who market she helps surveyors and other geospatial professionals do their marketing. And, you know, these are engineers, they are not marketers, but a lot of them have small businesses that, you know, and they need help. And so she did this webinar about influencer marketing for that industry. So before the event, I worked with her on this. We created emails to promote the webinar. Obviously, that's content. There were probably several weeks worth of social media posts promoting it. The event itself was great because she had all these influencers who, of course, also promoted the webinar. But then after the event, this is where it gets really fun. And probably a lot of you are doing this anyway. If you're not, do it. The webinar became a YouTube video, broken down into chapters and posted to YouTube. And then pieces of it were edited out and posted to LinkedIn, to Meta, to every place she has a following. We created carousels. So here are the, you know, top 3 tips for influencer marketing in geospatial. Those became social media carousels. And then, of course, there's a massive blog post with all of the slides embedded in it on her blog. 6 months from now, a year from now, she can repurpose all of that content. She can go back in, optimize again, change the title, change the images, and start posting it again. We always assume that when we've marketed the heck out of something like that webinar, that everybody has seen it. But you know what? Nobody's seen it. And if they have seen it, 12 months from now, they'll forget they've seen it, right? So that's really, like, your content can live forever. And that's